Kyrie Irving says, "I'm not standing down for my Hebrew heritage." The media says, "Let's play ball." Suspended from the Brooklyn Nets. And what a net he's been caught in. Brooklyn Nets suspend Kyrie Irving for at least 5 games. The Nets have suspended Kyrie Irving for at least 5 games after the team says the NBA superstar repeatedly failed to fully apologize for promoting an anti-Semitic film, with the organization saying he's currently unfit to be associated with the Brooklyn Nets. The team released a statement Thursday night announcing the move, a week after the 30-year-old 7-time NBA All-Star tweeted about a film, Hebrews to Negroes, Wake Up Black America. Over the last several days, we have made repeated attempts to work with Kyrie Irving to help him understand the harm and danger of his words and actions, which began with him publicizing a film containing deeply disturbing anti-Semitic hate, the Nets said. "We believe that taking the path of education in this challenging situation would be the right one, and thought that we had made progress with our joint commitment to eradicating hate and intolerance." The Anti-Defamation League says the film promotes beliefs commonly found among anti-Semitic and extremist factions of the BHI movement. However, despite the joint statement Wednesday night, where Irving acknowledged hurting the Jewish community and pledging $1,500,000 from Kyrie Nets, many people, including Commissioner Adam Silver, were unmoved by Kyrie's words. On Thursday, he met with members of the media and again refused to directly apologize. "We were dismayed today when given an opportunity in a media session that Kyrie refused to unequivocally say he has no anti-Semitic beliefs, nor acknowledging specific hateful material in the film. This was not the first time he had the opportunity but failed to clarify. This morning's media session was clearly the last straw for the franchise, which has been struggling on the court as well. Such failures to disavow anti-Semitism when given a clear opportunity to do so is deeply disturbing, is against the values of our organization, and constitutes conduct detrimental to the team. Accordingly, we are of the view that he is currently unfit to be associated with the Brooklyn Nets. FYI, Brooklyn has one of the largest Jewish populations in America." The Nets continued, "We have decided that Kyrie will serve a suspension without pay until he satisfies a series of objective remedial measures that address the harmful impact of his conduct, and the suspension period served is no less than 5 games. The Nets will play the Washington Wizards Friday night in D.C. Irving will not be on the floor. If he serves the minimum suspension, he'd be eligible to return against the Lakers on November 13th in Los Angeles. But given Kyrie's hesitation to say sorry, that's a giant if." Well, Black people, especially those of you that choose to work in the industry, I'm here for you. I'm praying for you. I'm going to stand with you. I'm going to post your picture and post your words and pray that you get through this, because a lot of you decided long ago to walk in that demonic ass shadow. And I'm not saying Kyrie has. He's spoken out, as you can see I have on my page, against the vaccination mandates, and he's speaking truth in terms of knowing who he is. But you know that you work for a demonic ass organization. You know this, and you know that when you speak up, you know what's going to happen. Now, I'm glad you did it, because it's going to bring awareness about Black people being Hebrew Israelites to those that don't know. Now, I think before you shared that link, you maybe should have prefaced in your statement saying you don't agree with all aspects of the film, because now you're having to say those things. You see, if you had said that or just shared clips of the movie or parts that you agree with, then they couldn't say what they're saying now. Even if you agree with everything or not, that's the way I go about it. I share the parts of things that I agree with, because sometimes when people start with their rhetoric, when people start with their ranting, whatever their belief is, I'm not going to go back and forth with correcting you. I just don't share that part, because I don't want to have people question me about those things that are very controversial. Perfect example is Dr. Umar. I share some of his stuff on different platforms, and people often ask me, "Why are you sharing Dr. Umar's stuff?" And they start going into their rants and rhetorics about why they don't think I should share his information. But I share the parts that I agree with him on. That's what I share. When he's saying things that I don't agree with, I don't share them. And that's how I deal with it. And I think more Black people need to take that stance. Before you put up controversial information, even if you do or don't, say, I don't agree with this part, because the next thing they're going to do is label you racist, label you prejudiced, and say that you're coming against them, whatever group it is.
Are you surprised that reaction and some of the things that you did hurt people?
Yeah, I think I can ask a better question. It's just, where were you when I was a kid, figuring out that 300 million of my ancestors are buried in America? Where were you guys asking those same questions when I was a kid, learning about the traumatic events of my familial history and what I'm proud to come from and why I'm proud to stand here, and why when I repeat myself that I'm not going to stand down, it has nothing to do with dismissing any other race or group of people. I'm just proud of my heritage and what we've been through. And the fact that this has pinned me against the Jewish community. And I'm here answering questions of whether or not I'm sorry or not on something I didn't create. And it was something I shared. And I'm telling everybody I'm taking responsibility. Then that's where I sit. So, these same questions that you guys ask, me dealing with it as being a melanated, pigmented person all around the world, and dealing with racial biases against my skin color, demeaning me because of my religious beliefs, and I'm still sitting in the seat standing. So I take my full responsibility. Again, I'll repeat it, for posting something on my Instagram or Twitter that may have had some unfortunate falsehoods in it. But I also am a human being that's 30 years old, and I've been growing up in a country that's told me that I wasn't worth anything, and I came from a slave class, and I come from a people that are meant to be treated the way we get treated every day. So I'm not here to compare anyone's atrocities or tragic events that their families have dealt with generations of time. I'm just here to continue to expose things that our world continues to put in darkness. I'm a light. I'm a beacon of light. That's what I'm here to do. You guys ask me questions about basketball, I give you my expert opinion. You guys ask me about other things, I give you my opinion, and it's met with whatever you believe the perception or the deception is. You guys investigate my life every day, and you justify it by serving your own purpose, which I honor. I would like the same respect in return, figuring out just like anyone else. So please keep that same energy when we're talking about anti-other things, because just because I post a documentary doesn't mean I'm anti-Semitic, and doesn't mean that I'm automatically standing with everyone that is believing in that. So it's unfortunate timing that we're in, but I'm glad that I could stand on the truth, because I'm not afraid of these mics, these cameras. I used to be, looking everyone in the eye and telling them the truth, that I'm proud of who I am. Any label that you put on me, I'm able to dismiss because I study.
And we understand our own history and understand how certain people don't want to admit to the things they've done wrong to people of color, not just us, but around the world. But as soon as somebody says something against them, it's hell and high water and whites on a rampage. Okay, but they don't correct their own self, That's why you just have to sit back. Don't fall to the levels. Don't start feeling hate in your heart because certain people do these things. They do it because they want you to get upset. All we can do is treat others how we want to be treated and pray. You see, I am for justice, and I do it through Jesus. Justice through Jesus, and his real name is Yeshua. That's what I do it for. It ain't nothing higher to me. See, because these people, they will tear you down. They'll try to take you out. They'll kill you mentally, physically, spiritually. You have to keep God first on your mind. Christ-believing people. And I'm not telling you to find Christ in the church. No, I am not. Because as we can see what's happening in Jamaica with the so-called prayer warriors, talking about they're praying for somebody, yet the children are on the floor in convulsions. I don't know what church that is, but I didn't learn that in my Bible, and I didn't learn that when I was learning about God. Okay? This is why you have to be careful. Make a relationship with the Lord on your own. Pick up your King James Bible, open it up, and before you start reading, say, God, guide my mind and my words and your words so that I have understanding, okay? Pray that before you read. Heavenly Father, please let your words guide me so that I have understanding, so that I can be manifested in your will. Yes. That's what you have to do, because this is a new time and a new order. You're not gonna fool us. We know who we are. And for those of us who know who we are, you sometimes have to be silent in your fight. Sometimes the fight can't be so loud. When you get too loud, they start coming around. What'd you say? What'd you say? Huh? Michael been saying it. Okay? They don't really care about us. Okay? He said it. He also made a little Jewish reference word in that song, and they blocked it out. They didn't like it. Michael been speaking truth from time, okay? So, people, let's just pray for Kyrie, because we know that they are gonna try him. But see, they can't, because I know he's a God-fearing man. Once he said he's a Hebrew, he's fearing the Lord, believes in Christ consciousness. So you can keep trying, but we're gonna pray for you, brother.